Greetings and welcome to another replay of Commands and Colors Ancients. And we're back to the Italian mainland. The year is 214 BC, and this is the second Battle of Beneventum. I don't really know why it's called the second battle. At least I'm not aware of another battle during the Second Punic War. Close to Beneventum, but maybe this is referring to the first battle is referring to the battle Pyrrhus had here many years back. I think that was in the 280s or something like that, right? So anyway, this is a battle close to the city of Beneventum, and here we find the Carthaginian leader Hanno, who is one of Hannibal's generals, who, well, basically what happened here before this battle, I mean, this is 2 years after Cannae, and both sides have been struggling a bit with manpower since Cannae. Of course, the Romans lost a lot of soldiers during that battle, as you know. The Carthaginians, well, they were long way from their supply bases for manpower as well. Okay, they got some gold from the north, and but they were always in a need of new, fresh troops, because you know there's always some attrition going on, and the sieges needed to. They basically need manpower to hold the sieges on cities, because that was one of the strategies that Hannibal took in Italy at these times. He wanted to win over or conquer those cities who still were loyal to Rome. And Beneventum was actually one of those cities. There was a Roman garrison in that city actually at this time, so they were still resisting. And Hanno, he had been in an own mission down south. He was not going with the main army at these times. He was down south in Italy with the task of well, keeping the Greek cities down there friendly to Carthaginians, but also, you know, try to draft new soldiers to Hannibal's main army. So he got actually he had some Numidians with him. He managed to draft a lot of people from Bruttium and other places in southern Italy actually. So he had his new kind of army. I think this was about 18,000 men. Actually, both sides fielded about 18,000 men in this army. But this was the force that Hanno was tasked to bring back and rejoin with Hannibal, because he needed these new troops. There's also some elephants here. I don't know where maybe he got some reinforcements from Africa as well. Probably, since Hannibal's elephants was already done for in these times, right? So the second task was, I think he actually got explicit orders from Hannibal to take Beneventum. Now, there was a guy called Gracchus here. I know it says here that Gracchus was a consul. I'm not really sure, because I think I read somewhere that he was a praetor at these times. But maybe that's... I have not double checked that, so I don't know. Maybe he was consul here or praetor. Never mind. Because what I think I read was Gracchus got orders from a consul that he would move down to Beneventum to prevent Hanno to join his forces with Hannibal. The thing is that Gracchus, he had 2 legions, and this was part of Rome's solution to cope with the lack of manpower at this point in time, because they had drafted so many troops from Rome and their allied cities. So they did a bit of a drastic solution for this, and that was actually to draft slaves to the legions. So he is actually commanding slave legions here, and actually it turned out to be a pretty good move from the Romans. They were kind of loyal. It says actually they were more loyal to the general than Rome itself, but anyway, good troops. And they had before this battle they had been trained for about 2 years, so they were good soldiers at this point of time. So what happened then was that both armies, about 18,000 men as I said, were heading towards Beneventum. Both tried to get there first. I think thanks to the fact that there were a garrison in a Roman garrison there. Well, that made it possible for Gracchus to grab the city first, so to speak. So he came there first, while Hanno was camping a few kilometers outside of that city. So after that, Gracchus took his army. Maybe he took some men from the city as well, and he placed himself on the road. I think it's Via Appia that moves through Beneventum, and he took his troops and placed them on Via Appia on that road that he knew Hanno would need to go westwards. So he just camped there and waited for Hanno, who eventually, of course, turned up, and both seems okay. It seems a fair deal to do a battle here. So both sides fielded their armies to do the Battle of Beneventum. Before the battle, Gracchus told his men, remember these guys are mostly slaves here, he told his men that every man who brings back a Carthaginian soldier's head will gain his freedom from slavery, and that was a great motivation for the Roman slaves to bring up a good fight here, right? So as the battle began, the lines moved towards each other. We only have cavalry on one flank here. The Romans and the Numidians. Well, it was a kind of an even fight here. None of the sides got the upper hand on this fight. So it was pretty even. So it was much up to the infantry to do the battle here. And from the beginning, the Romans did very well, but their momentum was halted due to the fact what Gracchus has promised them. You know, bringing back a head from a Carthaginian soldier. So what happened was the Roman soldiers started to decapitate the heads from the Carthaginians who had fallen, and then started to bring those heads with them, which hampered their movement and momentum, of course. So Gracchus saw that happening. Maybe the Carthaginians were getting the upper hand by that because they were so slowed down and focused on doing other things than fight. So Gracchus had to do a quick thing here. He changed his terms of what he offered the slaves. He said that, okay, never mind the heads, I guess, you need to win this battle to gain your freedom. So win this battle and do it quick, and we will give you your freedom. That was a good thing for the Romans, because they now gained a new momentum. The infantry fought pretty well here. I think there was some other lull here, and Gracchus once more said, hey, if you want to win your freedom, you need to win this quick. That was his new terms, and that gave effect. The Romans really broke through the Carthaginian lines and actually won the day in the end. Probably, quality-wise, I believe they were pretty even here, but you know, if you give something a good motivation for the soldiers, as in this case, you know, giving their slaves their offer to gain their freedom by winning this battle, that made them desperate to win and gave them some superpowers, more or less, right, to actually win the battle. So that's basically what we know. I think it was Livy who wrote about this battle, but maybe it was Polybius, but it's a bit, there's not that much info about this battle, I believe. So I think by that we can already start checking the War Council. So for once I will not, you know, speak in half an hour before we start the gaming. So let's start the game right away here. So War Council, the Carthaginian army led by Hanno, they have 4 command cards. The Romans led by Gracchus. As I said, I'm not sure he was a consul, as he said in this text. I believe he was a praetor, but I'm not really sure. They also get 4 command cards and they move first. But as you see, there's a mark here for the 4 command cards, and that's something we're going to return to because there's a note of that in the special rules. Anyway, for victory we need to gain 7 banners. So this is pretty... I mean, to win this battle you need to kill off a lot of troops. This is actually a high banner count, I think, for this type of battle. It's not, the armies are not really that big. There's no real, you know, other features where you can get any victory banners. You just need to kill off a lot of enemies. And looking at the count of units here, you pretty much need to kill half the enemy army to win the battle. So this is going to be a bloody one. For the special rules, the Calor river is not fordable, and that's what goes here on the Roman left flank. So Hanno did anchor his army here towards the river, which the Romans did as well. And since they both anchored the infantry here, we are seeing all the cavalry on the Roman right and Carthaginian left. And here's the other one about those Roman command cards. And here's the thing: when the Roman player gains a 3rd victory banner block, he immediately draws 2 additional command cards. He will hold a hand of 6 command cards for the rest of the battle. So this is probably when Gracchus tells his troops, hey, if you do a quick victory, you will win your what is it called? Freedom. Not victory, but freedom. And I think that's a nice little rule to reflect the new motivation the Roman slave soldiers will get by that statement, right? I like this. It's cool. So for our rules, using these card displays, we'll give both players 5 as usually, but as soon as Romans, and if the Romans get 3 victory banners, we will give them another card in slot A and another card in slot D for the rest of the game. And that's it, I believe. So let's check out the armies then. So let's start with Romans. This is a pretty interesting army, which we don't see too often in the Roman setups. And what I mean by that is these warriors. We have actually 2 warrior units in the Roman army here, so it's a bit of a... yeah, I don't really know. Maybe those... I don't know what those guys are actually. I have no clue. But we have another one over there, so maybe they are some not that trained slaves or something like that. I don't really know, because we have some you know, regular medium heavy infantry going here as well, and heavies, triaria like troops. Anyway, let's check at the composition. We have an auxilia on the far left here, then we have this warrior, then we have what we used to have up front, 3 units of velites, another auxilia. Second line, the main line of the infantry. Medium heavies, heavy infantry, and that's Gracchus himself. We have more medium heavies, more medium heavy legionary troops here, and that another warrior unit. I would really like to know what those guys are, but I don't know. Here we have some more legionaries, medium heavy infantry, heavy, and here's an unnamed Roman leader. And then we have the Roman cavalry over here. So that's not that much cavalry, especially on the Roman side in this battle. But they put up a good fight against the Numidians here, and well, I think they also really, you know, it was these guys who charged the opponents, even though we have more cavalry over there. So let's jump over to the Carthaginians, and let's start where we are here in the cavalry flank, the left flank of the Carthaginians. We have a leader back there with one of the Numidian unit, it's Mago. So 2 Numidian light cavalry, and then we have this elephant. I don't really know where those guys came from, but probably they got some reinforcements down from Africa. Then we have some heavy infantry. That's interesting. I don't know who those guys are either. Maybe they got some Africans up there. Then we have 2 medium heavies. We have 2 warrior units, another medium heavy, and yet another heavy together with Hanno. He's a bit disconnected from the rest of the army here. But we have, this is interesting too, we have probably, as I said, Bruttians and Lucanians and other southern Italian tribe troops here. These are the new army that Hanno recruited to bring up to Hannibal. And on the first line, the skirmish line, we have 3 units of light infantry and then a bow unit. I don't know what those guys are either. Maybe they have some Cretan archers, who knows, with them here. So by just briefly looking at the composition, I think this will be an even fight, and I think I'm looking forward to this very much. I think it has all the potential to be, you know, start traditionally with a lot of skirmishing. We have the elephants. They are a bit, you know, they have put the elephants up to the front. We have some skirmish troops that could reach them on turn 1, so it could be an idea for the Romans to move up some skirmishers and try to neutralize those elephants right away. I mean, it would be good if they could get those guys to start trampling their own forces, because these guys cannot retreat. So I think that's a good, you know, if you could combine that with a cavalry charge, that could bring devastation to the Carthaginian left-hand flank. Another thing that I noted about this setup is that both armies are kind of scattered. We have breaks in the lines everywhere here. You know, we have 4 groups of, actually 5 groups of Roman troops and 3 groups of Carthaginians. So here's one group, there's one, and then we have Hanno with that heavy infantry alone over there. So maybe both armies want to start with getting the lines together, you know, to be more efficient when playing line commands or playing leadership cards and stuff like that. That goes for Carthaginians as well, I believe. But let's see, it depends a lot of how it looks and how it starts. I mean, also an interesting thing is that the Romans start with their light infantry line already in the center of the board, so they have kind of, well, they have some room for retreat, so that's also a thing to note. Also remember, we cannot enter these hexes, so it can be a bit cramped over here. So by that, I think we are ready to start the battle, and as I said, yeah, the Romans move first. So let's start with having a look what they have here. Okay, a rally right away. I think we're not gonna play that. And then we have 2 in the center. So let's see what they can play. That's an A, B, or C. So rally, nope. 2 center, sure. Or 3 left. Okay, so 3 left. We could reach out with our warriors up there already, but these guys can evade and then our warrior would be in a bad situation. So that would be typically me to do these reckless charges. You know, those who have followed me know I'm playing a kind of a reckless games pretty often, right? I don't bring always the support with me when I do this, when I see these charge opportunities. But I will not do that now. But if we play the 3 left, we could bring our lines together here. That would be nice. We could bring up that to close to the gap here, and we could bring that guy up. That's not the bad thing, actually. We could also bring up one of the auxiliaries to throw the javelins. That's not a bad start. If we would go with 2 in center instead, well, that could be pretty much the same thing, actually. We could move up those guys, we could move up those guys to bring this big line together, and we could bring up one of the velites to start skirmishing. That's also a good thing, actually. What I would like to have done, though, is to start it over here and get some fire on that elephant, because we want to get that before he charges, because he can come already on the first activation and start attacking our auxiliaries. But we really have no cards to do that. We cannot reach him. So, but since I have 2 good charges, I will see where the Romans start closing their gap. So I'm going to roll actually directly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6. So we're going to go for the 3 left. That's I guess it's okay. So that will be these guys, and I think I will bring up my auxiliaries actually. So let's see, these guys march to close the gap over here. These guys march up in support, and my auxiliaries go up 1 hex and throw the javelins against those javelin throwers there. 1 die. And the flag, and I'm pretty happy with that actually, because now we push those guys back. Let's bring them here. Pretty good. We have a nice line here, but still 2 breaks left to repair. But also we scared away some of those skirmishers. Okay, they can get back again and attack, but still, they only can attack with 1 die at least. So we replace the card in slot C, and then we'll check what the Carthaginians are up to. Well, first of all, we're going to check what they have in A and B. So 3 center, that could give a good start for some of the skirmishers there. And then we have another center card, but that's 2 units. Let's see. Okay, it's an A or B, so one of these 2. 3 or 2 units. So again, if I would had the chance, I thought I would attack with the elephants right away, but we cannot. We only have center cards now. So we could, perhaps we could, okay. It's not that easy to close the gaps here, really, but actually maybe we are not able to do that. So I will actually go with only 2 in the center. I will bring forth my skirmishers to attack someone. Let's see if we find someone who's not supported. That Velite unit is not supported, so let's take that as a target. I will place these guys here, so I have 2 targets, and then these guys here. Good thing is we have, in this case it's actually good to have this gap, because if we get attacked, we have some room to you know, escape if we get some flags on us or something. So, 2 attacks. We start with those guys attacking that Velite unit with 1 die. Nothing. Second, same target. And that's a hit. Green 1. One of the Velites went down there. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, so new card to slot B, and then we'll roll for the Romans. A or B for them too, and that's the cards we have up. So it's a rally, no use, so you're gonna do 2 center. I'm okay with that. So we could close that gap, and then we could actually fire back with 2 dice attacks. Okay. But if we do that, we cannot close the gap. I'm not sure what's more important. Maybe we should retaliate. That's more important. So I will actually activate those velites now and do 2 attacks. So we start from here, who only have 1 target. So 2 dice. Nothing. Second one. Does it really matter? Well, it kind of does. Let's attack the guy who has 2 targets. So same target, 2 dice. And nothing. Well, no good skirmishing there from the Romans. So we go for the Carthaginians again. That's a C or lowest order count. So let's check what they have in slot C. A line command or 3 unit center. Well, I think I might wait with a line command and do 3 center, because now I had the chance to, since I wasn't pushed back here, I'm gonna take my opportunity to fight there. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna activate one of those warriors, just because I want to close the gap. So if I get the line command next time, I have a bigger line to give orders to. So let's continue from here to here, and now we have 2 dice. And nothing. Second one, same target. Nothing. Really bad skirmishing going on now. I not hit anything. Just pushing up a lot of dust in the air, but no hits. Replace that card, so well, both sides have, well, been not too effective here. Well, we got 1 hit over there, but still. Okay, so we go for the Romans again then. And that's an A, B or C. Rally. Coordinated attack, 1 in each section. Or a line command. I think I'll do as the Carthaginians. I'll close the gaps now, and then I can be ready for a big line command next time. So I'll do a coordinated attack. I think that's pretty good, actually. Thing is, what should I do on my right hand flank? Maybe we should, yeah, let's take those warriors. Then in the center section, I will not fire away this time. I will close the gap. So here's the center section, and here is my right hand side section. So these guys move up to close the gap. So now we have the units in a line and also supported. These warriors we move just a side step to close the gap there, having these also in line. Pretty odd looking line there. And then we have these guys, they will also take 1 step forward, because now I am in charge range of both the heavies and the medium heavies and even the warriors. Okay, we are in charge range from those warriors as well, but well, let's see who the wildest guys charge first. Let's see who that will be. But I'm pretty happy. Now I have all the infantry in one nice line, so we can move up the whole army with a bit of luck next turn. Okay, let's see. Carthage. Okay, this is a tactics card or lowest order count, and we don't have any other cards up, so I guess if there's none or only 1 face up card in the display, flip any 1 face down, face up. Okay, so I can do 1. So let's take A. Okay, it's another line command over there. Well, then we will go with C. No, let's play it from A actually, because I think C is you know, C will turn up. I'm not really sure if C is. Never mind. I will play A anyway. So there's a line command coming up from the Carthaginians now. No, not over there, because we have the gap. It will be these guys. I will bring up my heavy guys now. So the warriors move up here. These guys there. These guys there. Let's bring those heavies there. And these, I will actually fire with those guys and not march with the archers. So that brings us to the fire phase, and well, we have one target that's not supported, so let's take that Auxilia as the target. 2 dice. Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, fair enough. It's the Romans. An A or B, we have these rally again, and then let's see what we have. A counterattack, and that would be a line command, and we really need to play that then, because we don't gonna play the rally. But I'm pretty happy with that, because I was hoping to play this card, but this is maybe better at this position, because we can now do a big line command with the whole infantry of the army. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing, and I'm happy I can get the Triarii with me as well now. Okay, I'm a bit afraid of those heavies, I admit that, but still I think I will march forward with my Roman army, because I want to get them before they can move too far out from the baselines here, so we, you know, we can get those flag hits eventually. So I will be bold and march up here. I wonder if I want to march up with the warriors, because they want to be, they can always, you know, charge to retaliate, but not with a line command. Thing is, if we place those guys there, there are many guys who can attack them. If I am here, only the warrior can reach me. So I will actually not move these guys. These guys will still fire, but these guys move upwards, upwards. These guys will not move. I will move up my heavies here. What to do here? Maybe we should do it like this. We put those guys there. These guys sidesteps, but they're gonna still fire. So we get our legionaries up. These guys, let's move them forward so they can throw some javelins. Triarii, medium heavies. We're gonna take our chances to fire at that elephant, and then the warriors. Okay, here's a big movement going on from the Romans. Can you see how close the lines are now? It's kind of looks nice. It's like a front line here, you know, having some of these twists and turns there. Anyway, now let's see where we can fire. Oh, these guys cannot fire. So let's start from the left and go to the right. So here we're gonna throw our javelins against whom? We have 2 targets. Both can ignore 1 flag. So let's take the more valuable one. Let's throw the javelins against the heavy infantry of Hanno. Oh, that was close. Did you see that? It was almost rolling to the red side, but it ended up in the blue, which would have been a hit over there, of course. So nothing from these guys. The shields of the heavies took the javelins. Here we have a 2 dice attack against those light infantry units there. And we got the hit. At last the skirmish starts to bring some fruit. Then we have a 1 die attack and we have only one target. Nothing. Then we have another 1 die attack, and let's see if we can get any of those heavies there. 1 die. No. And now we're gonna throw against those elephants. Hoping for a flag. Nothing. Well, that was bad. Now we are really vulnerable for a elephant charge. But let's see. Let's see. The Carthaginians need to get the card for it as well. So we're gonna replace the card, and then now it's a really important role for the Carthaginians, because now the battle will begin for real. There's so many opportunities here now for the Carthaginians. That's an D or E, so that's 2 cards that we don't know what they are yet. We have 3 units right, so that's over here. We could start a battle here. The warriors are in the center though, but we could hit those auxiliaries pretty hard. And the card in slot E is 2 on the right. So we can only activate on the right hand side. It's actually Hanno who reacts, but these guys are just standing firm, shouting, you know, foul words against the Romans. You don't dare to come here anyway, and stuff like that, right? So let's see. 3 units here. I think I'm gonna go with the 3 to activate all of them actually. So let's do 3. So we're gonna attack here. So Hanno with his heavies march forward, the phalanx, the medium heavies goes up as well, in case Hanno then doesn't do his work. And then these guys, they can move 2 and fire, you know, so they're gonna rush up to the center section here and be ready to throw the javelins at some target. But we'll start with a close combat, I believe, and it's Hanno's phalanx who hits the Roman auxilia first. That's 5 dice. This can be heavy because we have leader support, of course. So we got 2 hits and 1 flag. So 2 hits and the flag they need to take. So they're gonna retreat back to their lines. Hanno will momentum advance and attack again. Question is, who should we attack? Should we actually get that warrior unit and cripple those? I think it could be worth it. I know we can get a banner for that, but we need to think long term here. It's a 7 banner game, so I'm gonna go for the warriors actually. 5 dice. They can ignore 2 flags, and they will, if they stay, retaliate with 4 dice. This, well, these can hurt. These can hurt. It will be more safe to attack those guys, but on the other hand, next turn they will attack us. So no, we'll take those warriors. That's the target. The phalanx marches with steady steps towards the warriors, and here's what you get. That was a good casualty toll. It's 3 hits against those guys. So the Roman warriors go down pretty hard here, but they will battle back with 4. They are standing firm, taking tremendous losses, but here's how they bite back. Can you believe it? 3 hits on the heavies. Oh, this is like basically an exchange of losses here. But of course, Hanno's troops was more valuable here, so oh my. And we're gonna check how Hanno fares in these very fierce combats. Well, he's fine so far. So these guys don't have any target. So what do I want to do with my javelin throwers? Try to get that last warrior. If they could hit that, that would be good. Okay, the Romans can fill in with more troops to the gaps here, but anyway, we could get that at least. Let's see how it goes. Nope, that was a miss. Too bad. That would be a nice ending of this turn, you know. Hanno doing his work, and then the javelins got the stragglers here, or the guys who are shaken here. Anyway, big combat going on here, and I believe the Romans will get a banner, at least one banner next turn. But I think this is a good place actually to take a break, so I'm gonna stop the session here. And well, don't you think this will be an exciting one? Next turn will be pretty heavy, I'm sure. I mean, if the Romans could activate their line command next turn, you can imagine what will happen. There will be a big clash, and if that happens, this game would not take many turns anymore. It will be ended very soon. But we'll see about that next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope we'll be back for the part 2 of the Battle of Beneventum 215 BC. Bye for now.